Hello. Welcome to I Am Wisdom with your host, Katrina Cavanough. I Am Wisdom is all about the connection between mind work and energy work, spirituality, and finding easy, everyday ways to heal your life. Katrina Cavanough is a qualified therapist and one of Australia's leading intuitives and spirituality coaches. Katrina will be taking your calls and bringing you some special guests. Settle in, relax, and enjoy the healing on I Am Wisdom with Katrina Cavanough on OMTimes Radio.
Hi, it's Katrina Cavanough here, and you're listening to OMTimes Radio. My show here is I Am Wisdom. So it's really nice to have time with you, to share time with you today. Today, it's a beautiful autumn day here in Australia. It's Friday morning, and really, really enjoying this time of the year. I love autumn and I love spring. And today's especially a very nice day because I am on school holidays, or my children are on school holidays, and I've taken this week off from seeing clients and providing a service to individuals. I am running a workshop at the end of this week, which I'll talk to you about soon. But it's been such a beautiful time just to spend some quality time with my girls. I've got, for anyone who doesn't know, I've got two girls, Phoebe, aged 8, and Kate, aged 6. So they're at that very, very precious age where everything is still delightful, everything is magical, and they are just open to really experiencing life as it is absolutely before them. So that brings its gifts, it brings its challenges, because of course our job is to guide and support them through not only the wonderful times, but the tricky times as well. And I guess that's what parenting is all about, really. But right at the moment, one of the things that is, oh, there goes a truck. One of the things that is really important to me as a mum and as a parent is that I get to spend quality time with my children. And so for me, I've structured my business so that I'll always have most of the time on school holidays with them. And I'm so grateful. I'm so deeply appreciative that I've been able to hold the intention to create a business that allows me that flexibility. So I'm grateful. They are with me now in the home. So I'm at home today. I'm bringing this show to you from my home. And that means that I've got my beautiful girls out in the waiting room. Out in the waiting room. God, I'm talking about people. What am I saying? Out in the lounge room. So they're, I've set them up with a nice movie to watch and some snacks. And so, we may have an interruption. We may have a mum, I need this, or a mum, I need that, which, what I understand now is I used to worry about things like that years ago, but now I just really am open to the flow of how that happens after speaking with so many people in this industry who also work from home. Both men and women. And when I talk to them and say, look, I just need to let you know I've got my children in the background, they say, so do we, so do we. So, and then we find our way through a conversation, even sometimes with interruptions, which, years ago I would be so concerned about, not interrupting the professional conversation. But gosh, it's nice to relax about that and just be able to experience it is how it is. So they're old enough now to relax and be, enjoy their movie that we've got set up for them. I think Madagascar is the chosen movie. But they may come in and say, Mum, I need something or something. So we'll just roll with it and see how we go. I want to know how you are today. How are you? For all of you that are listening now and who may be listening later and when this comes through the podcast, how are you? We don't spend too much time checking in with ourselves, do we? We may, but there's a lot of us who are very busy. We're busy in our head. Even if we are, involved in spiritual pursuits and open to spiritual learnings, we can be very busy thinking about that. We can be busy wondering about it and learning about it and really keeping busy in our experience of our hobby or our interest or our life choice. So there's not enough times in the day, and I'm talking about my own experience here as well, right? There's not enough times in the day where we check in with ourselves and just say, how are you? How are you, body? How are you, mind? How are you going there, soul? We know how your beautiful fourth dimension spirit is. It's wonderful. It's the same energy as God and the universe and source. So we know that it's wonderful and infinite and there and great and wise and compassionate and full of love. So we know how that part of ourselves is. But how are the other parts of ourselves? So I thought I'd begin today's show with a little bit of a check-in. And then I want to talk to you today about kindness. Now, kindness would have to be one of my most favourite topics of all time. I cannot tell you how passionate I am about kindness, because with kindness, there's a few aspects to it. Of course, we know that we need to be kind to each other. That's pretty straightforward. We may or may not manage that depending on what's happening in our life and the stressors and things like that. But the other thing, and what I know for sure is the most important thing, is that aspect of being kind to yourself. Okay? So being kind to yourself, it's really, really important. So we were talking about that. I'm also going to be sharing with you a phenomenal program that I've put together, and it's now taking its first steps into our local schools here, and I'm very, very grateful for that. So I'm going to share with you my program, which is all about kindness and empathy. And that will probably be our show by the time we talk about all those things. So let's begin though first. Let's spend the next few minutes really checking in with ourselves. I want to go back to that place. So I'm going to guide us through a meditation that will go for about, I think by my clock here, about 5 or 6 minutes. Okay, so let's begin. Let's begin by taking a really deep breath, breathing in and out. And really, as you breathe out, really allow any built up energy to absolutely relax and release from your body. Okay? Let's begin. A deep breath in and out. Nice and long. That's beautiful. What I want you to do now is just become aware of any tension that's resting in your physical body. Just gently guide your attention over your body, from your feet right up through till you reach the top of your head, your scalp. Just notice any areas of tension. For me, I keep a lot of my tension in my upper back. Okay, it's a very tense spot. Oh yes, very uncomfortable. And so just notice where it is and take another deep breath. And as you do, trust that your spiritual friends, your angels, yourself, trust all of those aspects of you to release the tension that is in your body. We're just going to lay it down just for a bit, return it to the earth. So we're going deep breath and release. Deep breath in and release. Deep breath in and release. Now, I want you to see a beautiful, brilliant white light falling down over you, cascading over your body, mind, and washing through your soul. As it does, this beautiful, magnificent white light cleanses away any remaining tension, fear, worry, negativity that may be resting in your body or your mind. Just see that beautiful cascading white light. As it washes away all that fear and tension, worry. It washes it away and returns it back to the earth, and the wonderful power of the earth transmutes that energy back into pure love. There it goes. Feel the magic of the earth beneath your feet. How exciting is that? Now for the next minute, I'm going to guide you through a process where you just check in with yourself. I want you to start with your mind. Just check in. How is your mind traveling? Is it at peace? Is it busy? Would you like it to slow down? Or would you like it to speed up? Just notice how your mind is at the moment and give some attention to how you would like to experience it. Slower, more gently, easier, or maybe you'd like to get a little bit busy and motivated. Just notice where it is now and where you wish it to be. That's very good. Very good. That's a wonderful self-awareness, wonderful self-awareness. It's the little things, everyone. It's the little things that make the difference. Now we're just going to do the same with the body. Just check in with your body. Really notice how it's feeling now. And then give some attention to how you would like it to be. Would you like to experience your body in a slower way? Would you like to experience your body speeding up a little bit, a bit more motivation? Just notice the difference and then notice where you would like it to be. Now take a deep breath and come back to the now. And I want you to reflect. What you've just done is you've just done a very brief check-in with your mind and check-in with your body. You know where it is now, and you know where you put some attention onto where you wish it to be. Now, this is a strategy I use all the time with myself because sometimes we can become so busy we don't check in with ourselves. When you do that, you can discover all kinds of things. You can discover that you need to slow down. You can discover physical things like, oh, I'm thirsty, I'm hungry. Oh, I need more sleep. And then what you can do is plan your time around that so that you enjoy an easy experience of your day. We're going to a break, and when we come back...
Minds. OMTimes. Join Elliot Jollish, the business therapist, each Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern for the Elliot Jollish Hour, as he interviews business experts on your behalf. And you're invited to email your business questions to questions@ecjgroup.com for answers, live, on air every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern on the Elliot Jollish Hour. Host your show on IOM-FM, the radio network of OMTimes Media, one of the more recognized brand names in the conscious community, and is backed by the extensive marketing reach of OMTimes. Hosting a show on IOM-FM immediately connects you with our extensive, dedicated community. The number one reason girls drop out of school in sub-Saharan Africa is lack of access to feminine hygiene products. The Pads for Schoolgirls Project, an outreach of Humanity Healing International, is changing this paradigm by setting up sewing programs at schools, teaching girls a vocational skill, while producing the reusable pads that help keep them attending classes. The girls pay it forward by making and giving pad kits to other girls in need. To learn more, visit humanityhealing.org. Humanity Healing is where your heart is.
Live with medium Lisa Phoenix, Mediumship Messages and Musings, explores mediumship and all things metaphysical. Lisa Phoenix invites you to reach above and beyond your everyday experiences, to explore new dimensions in the spirit world. She will do live readings to connect callers to their loved ones in spirit, shares engaging stories and teachings from her own personal experience, and will have intriguing conversations with other mediums, spiritual teachers, and healers to help you understand the metaphysical world so you can connect to these forces in your day-to-day life. Join your host on this magical and metaphysical journey into the world of spirit every Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time.
Feed your soul with waves of consciousness on OMTimes Radio.
Hi, it's Katrina Cavanough here, and you're listening to OMTimes Radio, and my show is I Am Wisdom with Katrina Cavanough. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for listening to me today. It's today here in Australia, but over in the United States, I know it's this evening. So I'm hoping that you're really enjoying a really, really lovely day or evening, whatever it is for you. So what I wanted to talk to you about, I hope you enjoyed that exercise we just did, that little process we stepped through to check in with your mind and body, okay? And know that you can do that anytime. You don't always have to do the lead up. You don't always check in with the... I can hear my children in the background. For those who've just tuned in, I just said to you I'm on school holidays and I'm bringing you the show from home. And so I have my children in the background. So at any time they may burst into the room and say, Mum, and ask a question, although they're here. So we'll see how we go. But this is how we roll. This is how we roll in the Cavanough household. This is how I roll in my business. This is just it. This is my reality, and I'm so grateful to have two beautiful, healthy girls that I'm happy for this to be my reality. I'm really happy for it, and I know that my listening audience are understanding and accommodating, and it's all okay. And like I said earlier, there was a time years ago I'd be very stressed about the professionalism of it all, but hey, I've got to relax and enjoy the blessings that are before us and accept what is, right? So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that exercise, because really I find that exercise to be really amazing. And it's not that profound, is it? It's not, a real realization about the deeper meaning of life. This is just a basic check-in to how you're feeling, how your body's feeling, how your mind is traveling. And I think it's really important for all of us to do this, because we often live just in our intellectual minds, We're caught up in worry, we're ruminating, as we call it in the profession, over and over and over and over and over, thinking the same thoughts over and over again. So I'm offering you that exercise. For those of you who've just tuned in and you're just listening, if you obviously pick up the podcast after the show, you can get that little exercise at the beginning. It's a very brief little check-in. So today's show is all about kindness, and kindness for me is something that probably one of the things I'm most passionate about. Well, it's probably not true. I mean, I love so many things, but I'm very passionate about kindness. The reason why I like kindness, apart from all the obvious reasons, is that when we are practicing kindness, we are really in the moment. So it's a form of mindfulness. When we're practicing kindness, we are in a state of empathy. And that state of empathy is either for another person, or ideally it is for yourself. Okay? Or actually I should say ideally for both, for yourself and for other people. Okay? So for me, I have actually developed, as for those of you who don't know, my background is I'm a therapist with about 22 years experience. And I'm also, running a practice as a coach as well, and also doing my intuitive consultations. Sometimes I bring those two things together with some clients if they're interested in receiving both areas of service. Sometimes I keep them separate, depending on, how you've come to me. If you come through mainstream channels, and I stick with the mainstream. If you come through, knowing me through this radio show or through my other online, my coaching role on balance by deborahhutton.com.au, or my writing through mariaschreiber.com, or you might have known me from the show, the TV show I did, or my book, or whatever it is. If you come to me through that channel, then what I know is that we work differently. I'll add some intuitive elements to the work we do. There's a spiritual content to the way we work. So I'm flexible. I can work with whatever the person needs, really, because it's my job to be of service, not to decide what they need. But, because of that background, as a therapist and social worker, I have developed a program that I'm now just beginning to pilot in a local school here. And it's coming through my mainstream. So really, people are really working with me in my capacity, or I should say I'm delivering that program in my capacity as Katrina Cavanough, trauma and relationship therapist, really. So it's a program. The program's name is Kindness on Purpose. it's got to the stage where I've developed the program. I've done all the, do all those proper process things around intellectual property and spoken to my lawyer and got it all sorted out with all that legal stuff. And now I'm having this brilliant opportunity that came to me, of course, through a series of miracles, to deliver the program in a pilot form in one of the local primary schools. So these are children aged 6 to about 10 or 11. And over here in Australia, that's the first stage of schooling. And it's a privilege to be bringing the program. Now, what's amazing is that we've only just begun the pilot, but already another school in my local area has picked it up. And this school will be, they're actually buying in the service, they're buying in the program. And so I feel, I'm about to tell you about the program, the thought that right now, based on these two schools, I will have access to about 400 it's between 400 and 500 students altogether in one go, that they will be exposed to lots of experiences of kindness and empathy. It blows my mind. It absolutely blows my mind. I feel the privilege that I feel that these wonderful educators have seen the wisdom and seen the power of this program. Because this, again, it's like anything that happens in my life that is meant to be. It's effortless, I develop a program. It literally came to me, literally fell out of the sky and landed on me. I mean, not physically, but, intuitively just went boom. I had an experience with my own child. I've had my own experience of bullying in the workplace, vocational bullying, which was absolutely horrendous. But then also I had an experience, through just hearing about experiences at my child's school. And what I noticed was that there was a real gap in the way that we are raising our children these days. There's a real gap in, we're so busy, and I am included in this, okay? When I talk to my clients, sometimes I say to them, look, seriously, whatever I'm talking to you about right now, you and I need to be standing side by side and looking in the mirror, because as much as I'm talking to you, I'm talking to myself as well. I am a human in this process as well. I am a busy woman. How busy. Anyone who knows my work knows how busy I am. I don't get it as much time as I want. I really would love much more time with my children. So we're time poor. We're parenting. We're doing the best we can. We're trying to we're working to earn a living. For me, I'm working to also be of service to many people. And so it's tricky as parents to be across and be giving a very relaxed experience of childhood to kids these days. It's changed. Add to that, my experience of my work with children who've experienced trauma. And then even going back as many years ago when I worked in an area of forensic drug and alcohol, I was a clinician and a service manager of a program here. That work showed me these are people who've got drug and alcohol issues and they're committing crime, and so they're in and out of jail. And they come onto our program to address their drug and alcohol issues for some time, and then they go back to court, and it's a court diversionary scheme, and then their matters get dealt with. So, these are people who've got lots of huge trauma histories. And so what I've worked out from speaking with what I guess they're called offenders. I hate that word, but they're people who do the wrong thing. That makes them not great choices and hurt themselves and hurt others and get caught up in the law. And I've spoken to men who engage in domestic violence as well. So technically perpetrators of domestic violence. I've spoken to women who engage in domestic violence. I've spoken to parents who hurt their children through child abuse. I've done that kind of work as well. So what I've come to know is that in the moment of hurting another person, the thing that's missing is empathy. Now, sometimes people have empathy at other times in their life, but then when they come into a state of being overwhelmed, or the state that Eckhart Tolle refers to as the pain body, they are capable of hurting other people. Okay? And in that moment, they are completely disconnected from empathy. I know that generally in life, all of us have times where we can forget. We're busy, we forget. And so I've noticed the gap. I noticed the lack of empathy. I noticed the gap there. And, there's a lot of research that says that empathy, if you increase empathy in children and in adults, that you reduce bullying in the schools and bullying in the workplace, bullying in our communities. When you work individually with people, if you can increase their sense of empathy, this is with children and adults, then you decrease their capacity to hurt others and hurt themselves. Okay? So empathy is a really important tool to have in life. Now, the concept that came to me is that whilst empathy is a wonderful concept, it is still to the average person quite abstract. Like if I said to someone, what's empathy? If I walked up in the street and did a little radio interview series on the street, just anyone walking down the street and said, what's empathy? Some people would go, I wouldn't have, if they were honest, they would say, I don't know. Other people would describe sympathy. It's not a concept that is really accessible to every single person on the planet. So what came to me was that it's actually kindness that is the access point to empathy. And when you talk to people about kindness, they get it. They know what kindness is. Okay, everyone knows what it is. So that's the big revelation I had, and that's what led me to develop the Kindness on Purpose program, trademarked, and also really look at padding that program out so that every single child that I work with or every single person in their corporate office experiences kindness and empathy, and then we use it also in a specialised and specific way. So we're coming up to a break soon, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to describe my program to you, and then as I describe the program to you, it may give you some clues about ways you can work with your own children as a parent, or if you're listening and you're an educator, you're a teacher or a manager or a CEO, it might give you some ideas about how you can practice some kindness in your own workplace. Talk soon.
Free your mind. Expand your soul. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
Do you have time to read that inspiring book or that blog post you've been meaning to get to? In your busy world, how do you improve yourself and keep your life going? I'm Lisa Kay, and my Between Heaven and Earth radio show can transform your life just by listening. Be uplifted with inspiring topics, positive stories, and ideas that really work. Between Heaven and Earth Radio is conscious living for your soul every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time.
Being a radio host on IOM FM allows you to build your show on a rich platform with the power of the internet to fulfill your outreach goals and connect with a very specialized and global online audience, unlimited by time and distance. OMTimes Radio will provide you with web relevance, a recognizable conscious brand, and with the standard of excellence that has accompanied every single OMTimes endeavor. Host your show with OMTimes Radio Network. Are you trying to get from point A to point B and need a little advice? Connect with the counselors at OMTimes Advisors. Whether you're looking for a life coach or a spiritual intuitive, the advisors participating at advisors.omtimes.com were carefully chosen based on their gifts, skills, and professionalism. OMTimes Advisors, connecting you with the best advisors in the business.
Hi, I'm Katrina Cavanough, host of the I Am Wisdom radio show. I Am Wisdom is about the connection between mind work and energy work, spirituality, and living a wonderful life. Looking forward to sharing each Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with you.
Free your mind with OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
Okay, so hi, it's Katrina Cavanough here, and you're listening to I Am Wisdom on OMTimes Radio. Welcome back. So I've been talking to you about kindness and empathy, and talking to you about this wonderful program that I've now developed and I'm taking into the schools locally. I feel so privileged to be doing it. And we've been talking about the link between kindness and empathy. So one of the things that the program is centered around, and that's what I wanted to talk to you about, is that, and this is the link between kindness and empathy, is that if we know that to reduce bullying, to increase a kindness culture, whether it's in your family, within your school, workplace, or just community, we know that to do that, we need to work with empathy, right? So when we know that, it's really important to find the link. So, sorry, I think I just lost my train of thought then. To reduce the bullying, to increase kindness in the community, to basically develop better people, okay, and for ourselves to become the best version of ourselves, it's really important to get that very good relationship going with kindness and empathy. So I guess the core components of the program center around a really simple process, and this is what I want to share with you. This concept, and this is what you can take with you as a take home to practice in your family or home. Sorry, family, home, school, community, or larger community or workplace. What we know is that when you have a person and you ask them to identify their feelings first. So how are you feeling now? Then you get them to identify a person that they would like to be kind to. And you ask them to be aware of how they think that person is feeling right now. Okay, so for example, you may live in a community and you may have an elderly lady who lives in your street. And all of you, she used to go out, you'd always see her out in the garden, gardening and enjoying the flowers and going out for walks. But over time, you've seen her body age and she is now no longer able to be as active. She's a strong member in the community, everyone feels safe around her, it's all lovely. And you're talking to your child about how you might be able to help, let's call her Mavis, how you may be able to help Mavis down the road. At the moment. So you might say to your child, how are you feeling now? And your child would say, I'm feeling worried or concerned, or, I'm wondering how, I'm feeling curious about how Mavis is. Now, of course, with kids we have, and even with adults actually, we have a great feelings chart. So you can Google those online. There's really cool feelings charts you can get. So that encourages them to identify their feelings. Now, at the same time you're doing this, realize you are also increasing your child and your own and whoever you're doing it with in emotional intelligence. So you get them to identify their feeling first. Then you say, how do you think Mavis is feeling right now? And then they might identify lonely, sad, for example, lost. And then you talk to them about what's something that they could do, or what's something you could do to really help Mavis to feel better. And, your child or your, whatever situation it is, may say to you, well, I think I'd like to, go and, I'd like for you and Mum and I to go and visit Mavis and have a cup of tea with her each Thursday afternoon, just for a few weeks, just a little bit, just to see how she is. And so, you wander down and you approach Mavis and you say, hi, Mavis, we're here and we'd like to come and have a cuppa with you. And if it's okay, Thursdays is a really great day that works for us. Do you mind if we come and, bring you some, I've got some veggies we need to share, or, can I bring you some, can we just share some time, or it might be, can I walk your dog, or can I, whatever. You may not even make a regular time. You might just decide to start popping in, or if you have that kind of relationship. So then your child and you engage in the activity, and then of kindness. So this is an act of kindness, right? And then afterwards you sit with your child and you say to them, how do you think Mavis is feeling now? How do you think she's feeling now? And use your feelings chart reference, and the child might say, more relaxed, or happy, or friendly. And then you may also you encourage them to, and this is a key part here, right, how to identify how they are feeling now. So it's about knowing another person's feelings, so having a regard that other people have feelings and that we need to attend to them. But then how are you feeling? And you might find your child saying, I'm feeling warm. I'm feeling peaceful. I'm feeling happy. Okay. So it's pretty amazing. That's a pretty amazing process, because if you think about the steps we've just taken, they've identified the feelings of another person who need some kindness. They've then identified their own feelings. They then have engaged in the act of kindness. They've then identified the feelings of the person again after the act of kindness, and they can see the difference that the act of kindness has made to the other person's life. And then they've, on the most important layer, they've identified their own feelings, and they know that feeling of warmth. They know that feeling of giving. They know the feeling of what it's like to be that kind of person. And for the kids, I've used this with the kids that I work with who've got extreme trauma histories. And some of the children I work with have really not often or never, so you think this, not often or never, had someone say to them, I believe in the best in you. You know, when I talk to the educators about including this in their school program, you know, we've got a broader approach, then we've got some individual approaches within the Kindness on Purpose program. And that's where you target kids that engage in some tricky behaviours, you know, and they're often in trouble and on detention and all that kind of thing. And what I'm supporting the educators to do, the teachers to do, is to give that child a message of, yes, you've committed, you know, you've engaged in the naughty behaviour. There will be consequences as a result of that, or you've engaged in the behaviour that's not so good. There will be consequences. Here's your consequences. But at the same time, letting I know that you are capable of better than that. I know that you can do better. I know that within you, you are someone who is capable of being really, really kind. Now, for some of the children that I'm referring to, this is the first time, or one of the first times, that anyone has ever communicated a belief in them. The wording I support the teachers to use, as I use in my practice, is I believe in you. They're the key words. I believe in you. I believe that you are a kind child. I believe that who you naturally are is someone who is capable of giving a lot of kindness to another person. So, and I can tell you, you cannot imagine the change in that child's face when you say that to them. Their faces change. Their faces change. Their body shifts a little bit. You can see that for them in that moment, it is like the best medicine ever. It is the best therapy ever to communicate to a child that I believe in the best in you. I believe that who you truly are is a really good person who is capable of giving and receiving, of course, but giving kindness and care and nurturing to another person. What a beautiful message. So that is essentially the key concept of the program. Like I said, I've been extremely fortunate I've literally created the program. I was having a conversation with someone that I know, and it just literally came up in conversation. I wasn't even planning to talk about it. And that person is a teacher. And she then said to me, I know, I really think my principal would be very interested in this, Katrina. So I said, well, I'm actually looking for a place to pilot the program, you know. And next thing I know, I get an email from her, or a text, I think it was, SMS saying, yes, you know, my principal is interested in it. Would you like to come and meet with us? So I went to meet with them. I presented the program. They were over the moon about it. The approval from the more senior people came really quickly and easily. And we've literally begun, and we're beginning. Now, at the same time, I was talking at a meeting recently about a child that I'm working with, and it was a meeting of professionals. So there's all these there's teachers and principals and, you know, other therapists, and the service that looks after, has the care of the child. This is a child in out-of-home care or foster care, or children, I'm saying both girls. And I'm at the meeting, and I'm talking about the individual work of the kindness work I'm doing, empathy work I'm doing, and the individual application. I have to mention that it's also applicable to a school and corporate setting. And the principal approached me and said, Katrina, we want your program. We want your program. So I had a meeting with her recently, and I'm there talking to her about it, thinking that I need to give her more information to decide whether she would like to, purchase the program from me, and have me come in as the consultant and provide the program. And she said, Katrina, look, I know your work. It's amazing. I share this with you because it feels, it was really surreal, it was really a really special moment when this happened. And she said to me, Katrina, and this is how my life is, these things happen all the time to me. Katrina, I appreciate your work. I've seen your work with, our mutual clients, she's the principal, so the children I work with attend to her school. I've seen you work with them. I know what your work's like. I know that this program is about empathy and kindness. That's all I need to know. I trust your work. We want this program. So please cost it up. Go and sort out the figures, and come and bring it back to me because we want it. We want it. So, I don't even know what to say about that, really. I don't even know. It's just phenomenal that program came to me. I developed it. It's easily stepping out into the world. It's just amazing. It's amazing. And I know that it's got a little to do with me, really. I mean, I know that I'm the person that's bringing it and creating it. So maybe in that way, I guess it's got a lot to do with me. But it's bigger than me. This stuff, there's a couple of things, my experience that's brought me to talk to you on this radio show, my experience on telly, my media experience, the roles that I have now, the books, and now this program and my business, the way it's flourishing. It's all bigger than me. I'm telling you now, it's absolutely bigger than me. And so I just feel so privileged, which I know is a really overused word. I do feel privileged. We're going for a break. When we come back from the break, I'm going to be guiding us through a final meditation that focuses on kindness. So stay with us, come back and enjoy a beautiful meditation that connects you with the kindness that you naturally are, so you may share it with others. Take care. Speak soon.
Bringing you the best of the conscious minds in the world. OMTimes Radio, your conscious lifestyle on steroids.
Hi, this is Angela Levesque, host of Entanglement Radio. Join me Wednesdays at 12 p.m. Eastern for inspiring conversations with visionaries in spiritual science and conscious healing. Entanglement Radio, Wednesdays at 12 p.m. Eastern. Transcendent talk for the conscious mind.
Host your show on IOM-FM, the radio network of OMTimes Media, one of the more recognized brand names in the conscious community, and is backed by the extensive marketing reach of OMTimes. Hosting a show on IOM-FM immediately connects you with our extensive dedicated community. Simone Milasas would like you to know that business can be fun, which is why she wrote the book, Joy of Business. What if you could have the joy of business rather than the stress and struggle? Most of the time, the only thing stopping you from a thriving business is you. In the Joy of Business book, Simone gives you access consciousness tools and pragmatic ways to get out of your own way and to create the business, life, and living you know is possible and beyond what this reality says is achievable. Business is joy. It's creation. It's generative. It can be the adventure of living. You can purchase your copy of the book through Amazon or Joy of Business website, www.accessjoyofbusiness.com.
Hi, I'm Katrina Cavanough, host of the I Am Wisdom radio show. I Am Wisdom is about the connection between mind work and energy work, spirituality and living a wonderful life. Looking forward to sharing each Sunday 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with you.
Bringing a more conscious lifestyle to your world. OMTimes Radio. IOM-FM.
Hi, it's Katrina Cavanough here, and you've been listening to I Am Wisdom. It's a wonderful Friday morning it's autumn here in the Southern Hemisphere, and I hope that you wonderful people in the Northern Hemisphere are enjoying your spring. I was talking to a beautiful, beautiful, wonderful lady yesterday in Chicago, and she tells me that there's no sign of spring there, basically. There is no sign of spring there. So, because apparently it's very, very cold there. I'm yet to go to Chicago. I'm yet to go to the United States. So I'm really looking forward to when that day comes. I mean, on a personal level, my family and I are planning a trip, so that would be nice. But professionally, I'm yet to visit for that purpose. So I understand if wherever you are in the Northern Hemisphere, I hope that wherever you are, you're experiencing some spring. And even if you're not able to experience the spring in the concept of weather, as in the snow has not yet melted enough, or the coldness, then I hope that you're able to find some pinks and purples and rainbow colours and beautiful, at least pictures of fresh flowers, and really just breathe all that in and immerse yourself. I have a friend who is a photographer, and she does some brilliant work, and she's a professional photographer, of course. And she every now and again, or regularly, she'll send me through images, right? And I always write back to her and say, I cannot imagine. Like, I always write back to her and say, thank you so much for sending me that image. Like, it really has shifted my day, because that's the power of an image, isn't it? You know, images really can shift your day. You can, of course, seeing a real thing is amazing, but to see the image, and sometimes the image is better, can be a little bit, a little bit better than the real thing, because, the image can capture light and can capture, the beautiful sun's rays filtering through the forest or whatever it is. It's just, anyway, so a picture's amazing. So if the season is technically, if the calendar says it's spring up there in the Northern Hemisphere, yet it is not yet spring because the weather has not shown you spring, then I encourage you to surround yourself with some spring-like images. Yeah. Okay, so I hope you've been enjoying the show so far on kindness, and I want to just finish up today with a little bit of a meditation that focuses on kindness. We're going to do that for a few minutes, and then actually before I do that, let me do my announcements, because you know me, I'm likely to blend into the end of the hour. So first of all, I'm really happy to say that I'll be having a chat with and appearing as a guest with John Holland on Hay House Radio in June on his radio show. So that's coming up for me, and I'm just really grateful once again for that experience. I think that's, so as soon as I get a firm, I think it's the 20-something, the 22nd or 23rd of June, and it's a wonderful day actually, because it's the day my family are planning to go to the snow. So I'll have this wonderful day where I'm actually on holiday from work. I'll get up in the morning, speak at my 5 a.m. or something, which will be the time for John over there. And then I'm going to then hop in the car and go to the snow, which is a bit of a drive for me, with my family. And we're going to a beautiful cabin, and we're going to do the whole cabin log fire snow routine. So what a day, hey? Begin the day with a conversation with John Holland on radio, hop in the car with family, and enjoy a beautiful trip to the snow with my husband and my two beautiful girls. I'm very blessed, really. So that's coming up. I've got a workshop coming up on Sunday. So if you're in Australia and you'd like to zip on over to the Wollongong area, which is Shell Harbour Yoga Centre. That's the venue I'm using. It's a great place. For my second part of my workshop on intuition and spiritual development, you are able to come in on the second one if you haven't done the first, simply because the topic areas may be of interest to you and you may already feel like you've addressed the areas I covered in the first one. So it's going to be a very nice day, and I'm really, really looking forward to that. So they're the two lovely things that are happening. I'm constantly writing for Deborah Hutton's website here in Australia, which is balancebydeborahhutton.com.au, and I love writing for them, and I love sharing some articles on there. And I regularly write for mariashriver.com. So, look, you can find me in all of those places. If you need to find me for a consultation, if you'd like to connect with me for that purpose, I have rooms. I do everything on Skype, of course, for my friends overseas and in other parts of Australia. So if you'd like to access me as a client and you live in another part of Australia or overseas, then you can contact me on connect@katrinacavanough.com. That's my email. So I'll give you the website actually. So it's www.katrinacavanough.com, and that's Katrina, and Cavanough is Cavanough. So it's Katrina, so KatrinaCavanough.com. So KatrinaCavanough.com. And there you can connect with me on the Connect page. Please send me an email and I can certainly make time to share with you and maybe be of service to you. I have rooms here in Wollongong where I live, and also I travel down to Nowra, which is an hour away from here, and I travel up to Sydney as well, to Bondi on a regular basis. I have an office space I use up there as well, so I'm everywhere. I'm pretty accessible. So if you'd like to connect with me for the purpose of a session, then let's do that. Okay, we've got a few more minutes left, literally 4 minutes left. So let's do a little meditation on kindness. Let's start by taking a deep breath. Good, very good. Very, very good. I want you to take your awareness to your mind. Notice your amazing mind. And as you take one deep breath, just enjoy the miracle that is your mind. I want to take you now to beyond your mind to your body. As you breathe 3 deep breaths, I want you to do so with a deep awareness of the series of miracles that are your mind. Breathing in and out, in, out, in, out. Just delight in the power of your body and in the power of your mind. Just delight in the series of miracles that are your mind and the series of miracles that are your body. Your body that gives you life. How exciting is that? Now I want you to take your awareness beyond your mind, beyond your body, to your soul. Your soul is the form of energy that moves in and out of each lifetime. It holds the wisdom of each lifetime and holds within it the purpose that you are here and the experiences that you are here to experience. It also holds an awareness of all that you are, both your mind, your body, your soul, and beyond that, your spirit. It knows all that you are, all that you have been, and all that you will become. Take a big deep breath and really delight in the wonder that is your mind, your soul. That's my beautiful girls in the background playing. How delightful. Now I want you to take your awareness beyond your mind, beyond your body, beyond your soul, to this 4th field of energy that is your powerful spirit. Your powerful spirit is the same energy as God, the universe, source, whatever it is you wish to refer, the abundance and infinite nature of infinite compassion, infinite love, infinite wisdom, all-knowing, and of course, infinite kindness. I want you to take a few moments just to experience your body, mind, soul, and spirit in its complete state of kindness. Allow you to feel that 4th field of energy that is you, the same energy as God, in its pure form of kindness. You do not have to become kind. You are already kind. I'll say that again. You do not have to become kind. You are already naturally, infinitely kind. As the show finishes today, I want you to rest in awareness of your kindness. Just allow yourself to feel every molecule of your being. Feel that it is naturally kind. Feel it radiate and vibrate in a place of kindness. It feels warm and cozy. This is who you truly are, now and across all lifetimes. Take a deep breath and enjoy yourself in a state of pure kindness. Allow the kindness to radiate out from you to others and allow it to wash back over you. Enjoy. Namaste. Until next time, you are wisdom. Bye-bye.